Hey, everyone. I hope you guys can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. I see Ain't No Holla Back Girl is here. Sky Troopers. Hi, how are you? Hey, Melissa. Melissa says, can you guys hear me? I hope you can. Okay, just let me know if I have audio. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Sky Troop. All right. So I figured that we would continue with the DeLuLus. Charlie and Donna. This is from Phone Calls from Prison. Charlie, Donna Adelson jail call playlist. We are on, I think, the 5th one. I believe there's like 22, but we're going to listen to this one. It's fairly long. So, thank you everyone for being here. I see Leslie B is here. Good to see you. New York Patriot Lady, Armin Fence, Patty DeAngelis. Okay. We're gonna play these two. Okay, so this is right now we're probably about, I think probably about 29 hours after his conviction, give or take. Oh, hang on, let me rewind it. I thought I had it all the way at the beginning. Let me just get it back there. Yikes.
I sure will.
Yeah.
Hey, guys. I don't know why I feel that, but no, it's just I had so much hope, and like the crazy thing is that I really wasn't getting that excited until this past weekend, and then after that, you had Thursday, Friday for the week before, then you had this whole week, last whole week, and then I had the Wendy's attorney testified on Friday. Actually, maybe Thursday. And no, it was all day Thursday.
Yeah,
Friday.
She was Friday. She was Friday.
Yeah, okay.
Friday morning.
Yeah. So I sat up there and testified from Thursday at 8:45 till 5:45 at night. I come back, they put me on the stand for another hour Friday morning. And Katherine has me for another 2 hours.
2 hours.
And like, okay, you're full on questioning, ask me anything. It doesn't come down to that. Like
Wait, you're the one who decided to get on the stand. And anyone who was there during his testimony, well, I don't know if you guys remember this, but when we were watching him first testifying, like the courtroom gallery was like filled, but then by the afternoon, there's like nobody there. Everybody left. It was brutal.
And Dan said to me, he said, if I were to give you a score, I think you'd get a 95. He said he was very happy with
There's a
how
95 score.
You know, my demeanor, my delivery, how I was like to the point, but like not, elaborated on some stuff, was personable. Like he came across fantastic. Everybody, Bree was telling me, like, reading to me things that people were finally writing online about like positive things. Like finally people are writing positive things about the case.
Yeah.
And I was literally like, I was on cloud 9 over the weekend. I was like, I'm going to see my son. I'm going to get out. I'm going to go to see Scott.
So I wonder what Bree was watching. We're saying that people were talking positively. Is she lying to him? I mean, was there actually a pro Charlie forum that I'm not aware of? Oh, and right here it says he was thinking, I'm going to get out. Oh, oh, sorry. I think that was a limb. Oh, okay. Never mind. Sorry about that noise. And then he says, I'm going to go see Scott. He's talking about going to Vietnam.
I'm going to go there. I'm going to have these plans over there. I'm going to have these plans. I'm going to enjoy my time with my dog. I can't wait to be on my boat. I can't wait to see my son. I'm planning on what restaurant I wanted to go to. Like, I'd given away my food on Sunday night because I'm thinking, like, okay, like, they're not going to let me go from the courthouse. Like, I gave away all my food to two guys and friends, and like, I'm feeling good. Like, I was so sure that I was going home that, like, I didn't want to have people just pick my food. I'd rather give it to the two guys I'm friends with. So they gave me 2 packages of fish back, and once I go back to the pod, they'll give me some of the food back. They just walked me through the pod, and I'm like, go get me some tuna fish, and they went up and got themselves. But I was like, you know, it was like, oh, I was like 90-something%.
People said he has an answer for everything because it's the truth. Okay? Then they said, I believe him. He was definitely not part of this killing. Another one. It made her look absolutely desperate several times with incredible reach.
Who are they talking about? Who are they talking to? I guess it's just like their little group of friends. And Charlie's like, I was personable. Everyone liked me. I mean, this is pathetic.
Just like, quote, you're untouchable, right? She had to go to those kinds of traps because they have nothing substantial. He will walk. You may think he's guilty, but they haven't been close to proving it. And another one, if I were on that jury, there's no way I could say 100% he's guilty.
That's not how jury works. It's guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Nothing was reasonable in regards to a doubt. This is the delusion.
Girlfriend is totally unbelievable. She was shown to be such a liar. I mean, on and on and on and on. Wendy, that's not believed out.
Because you know that she's his nanny, and you're about to make me look bad. So instead, I said, well, Bree went to college, and then after she graduated college, she worked for Dave, and she was 24, and I was 39, and that's the mother of my child. Like, I shut her up. Like, she didn't have anything to say about, you know, how old is, you know, she was hoping that it was going to be, oh yeah, she's a nanny and she's 17, and then she'd have another Georgia Catholic moment. Whoa! Did you get in trouble? No, she was actually 25, not 24. But like, I mean, it was like
full. I have full signal. Am I buffering? Oh no. I don't know how to get back and come back in. Or get out and come back in. Okay, I'm going to keep going.
Miles called up. He couldn't wait to tell us.
He said his kid's totally innocent. Totally innocent. And his son-in-law, who's a lawyer, called. He is totally innocent. He said he's getting off because they have absolutely nothing. I mean, this is from intelligent people. That's my problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the catch. That's the jury of my peers. The jury of my peers was not there. There was one juror, number 15, that he would have said he's a juror of your peers. He knows that if you're going to find a guy guilty of first-degree murder, you better be so sure you know what happened. You better be really, 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 really sure you know what happened. But they just had Georgia going, listen, if you use your common sense and you see what's going on here, all this code talk, just, you know what guilty is. If you feel he's guilty, vote guilty. Like, that's like saying, like I said before, like you think the Kansas City Chiefs will beat the Dolphins. Like, that may be your feeling, but you sure aren't going to bet more than, you know, you're not going to say I'm 90% sure, 95% sure, 99% sure. Like, that's the realm that you have to be. You're going to take somebody's fucking life.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I can't.
No.
I can't get over.
No, I can't get
Like you're taking somebody's fucking life from them, and you're destroying lives, and you're being shown fucking emails, or like a book that Wendi wrote, or all.
You guys took the life of someone. Charlie, you took the life of Dan Markel. You destroyed a lot of lives around him. These two are so stupid. Oh, here's where he starts talking about Wendy's dumb book.
Autopsy photos. Like, the autopsy photos are horrible. I didn't write the book, and she can say whatever the fuck she wants. She used it to rub it in their face to be like, look, this rich, educated white girl is laughing at you on her way to civilization. And isn't that what she did? Isn't that what you did? Tallahassee was just a stop on your way to civilization. You even said it in the book. You were foreshadowing. You were making fun of people.
Emails.
You never planned on walking into a circus with a TV show.
No, he did not. He did not. He was excellent. The opening with everything he did, his cross-examinations. I mean, he was terrific. He really was.
Yeah, I mean, there were people he knew he didn't want to beat up on the stand, and he just let them go. And it wasn't because of the evidence. It was because of the TV show. It was because of 2020. It was because of Dateline. It was because of the blogs. It was because of the podcast. It was because of the newspaper, the local stations, the out-of-town stations covering it, Court TV covering it, in a small-ass town, and you're an outsider from Miami. Rich, fucking disgusting. And it looked like I was breaking out with like a pimple, another pimple, another purple, and it looked like a herpes virus. So I didn't put anything on it, thinking it was going to run its course. As the radio said, she put the movie pieces together for everybody. She put a masterful movie together. Like, yeah, this one's lying, but you don't need to listen to her. This one is backing him up with what it could be. You don't need to listen to him. Those are people involved in the case. Let's focus on this book. Let's focus on Ryan Fitzpatrick. Let's focus on what his sister said. Let's focus on text messages and emails. Like, Mom was talking about his dad's birthday present. You mean the fight made his dad's day for? So the birthday present. Big birthday present. You know?
The text messages and emails and testimony of people are evidence. These two are so stupid.
Oh, yeah, his birthday is in 4 or 5 weeks, and we hadn't figured out exactly what we're going to do for it.
No evidence. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, well, usually like 4 or 5 weeks before a big birthday, you're really crunching down on the plans.
I'm sorry, Patty.
normal.
Thank you.
You don't take birthday presents and stuff like that. No.
So Dan's driving back tomorrow. He's not going to. He was there today. I know.
I saw him today. I saw him behind glass. I mean, the glass is like 3-inch thick glass that you can't hear through. I mean, literally, like someone can scream on the other side of the glass, you wouldn't hear anything. You hold the telephone, they hold the telephone, and you talk on the telephone, and you look at each other through the glass. That's the attorney booth. So the attorneys can pretty much always come in here in the jail and see their clients very easily. It's just an attorney booth, so they don't have to have a bar. They get led into a booth, and you get led into the booth from the pod, and you're on 2 pieces of glass. You know, but when I had the contact visits, they always had to have a guard sitting outside the door, and then I got to sit in the same room as him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we spent so much time, like, if I told you how much time we spent coming up here and, like, going over everything with me and making sure I was so well knowledgeable, any questions he had, which is, you know, he worked. I know how hard he worked in all of this case. He told me that he's been working for 20-something years as a lawyer, and he said, I can honestly tell you I've never come close to working this hard on the case. Because usually I don't know if I start putting the work in until 6-8 weeks before, because I started a year before on this case.
I know that. unbelievable what he did. Really and truly was unbelievable.
Yeah. No, I mean, coming up, I can't tell you how much time we spent on the phone together, going over stuff, going over wires, him asking me questions, really knowing the discovery in the case. And you have to, because the 8 questions a witness, you got to be ready to refer to stuff and question them and cross-examine them right after. It's not like the state questions a witness and you get to do it the next day. The state questions a witness and you're going up 30 seconds later. So, he was so, not only was he so prepared, but, he had Kate, and then he had the jury consultants that he got, like the best.
I don't think Charlie has any knowledge as to how trials work. And I just want to say, I'm sorry, people are buffering. I actually went back and was listening to it on my phone, and I'm not seeing any buffering. I'm not seeing any issues with my connection. So I'm really sorry. I hope going out and coming back in works for folks. But yeah, Charlie is like, someone got up on the stand and then they're being questioned, and then the next person comes and questions them. Like, he doesn't know how any of this works. It's hilarious. Well, the one lawyer in the family should have notified you guys what to expect.
Like, bringing out the best, this was not like,
No.
This was not like, oh, well, I'll take this case, pro bono. I want to get my name in the press. I want to try to make a name for myself. Like, this was like, he did this to fucking win.
Oh, yes, he did.
Yeah, he did, Charlie.
Yes, he did.
He did. He certainly did.
And he believed that if he outworked everybody and knew the case better than anybody else, knew the facts, that they weren't going to be able to come close. And I don't really think, like, sitting there in the case, I don't really think that they.
Okay, so Citizen Kane says, and thank you guys for joining. Thanks for being here if I've missed you. Hey, John Smith. Hey, Katherine. Hey, Citizen Kane. Citizen Kane says, I wonder why Charlie never mentions how much his mom's testimony would have helped back up the extortion story, right? Yeah, because he was not hired. I'm sorry, Rashi, in my opinion, was not hired to defend Charlie. He was hired to protect Donna and Wendi, in my opinion.
Came close to the door.
She just fluffed it over on that at the end. She just fluffed it over like it was nothing. Nothing.
Everything he said, we kept saying, like, things wrong. And we're like, she still doesn't get it. Like, you look at me and be like, she still doesn't get it.
Good, Melissa.
She still doesn't get it. She didn't want to get it. She just wanted to pretend like that wasn't her thing, and she's just going to talk over us and say, look at these emails. Look at this book. She knew if all else fails, I can get this jury to fucking hate these people.
Okay, so this is a good point. Thanks for bringing this up, Armin Vance. How is he so sure jury number 15 was not going to convict him unless he somehow knew for sure? Yeah, and then remember that guy ended up being an alternate, right? So he didn't deliberate. And then he turned around and tried to start up some poop. I was going to say SHIT, but he tried to start up some stuff after Charlie's conviction. Like, what? And you guys, there has been witness tampering before in Tallahassee. Like, there's been jurors not show up on the last day. Okay, I'm just saying. And with all of Donna's shenanigans, who knows? Who knows who they could have gotten a hold of? I don't know.
And David even said, like, you don't have to like him to acquit him. But you know what?
Hey, Florida Gulf Coast.
If they hate you and they feel like you're making fun of them, you're belittling to them, and you think you're better than them, you're arrogant, you think you're untouchable. they ain't gonna go there. Then they're like clay in her hands at that point. She has nothing else to say.
So she had nothing. She had nothing.
I mean, and it's funny. That's what my business is.
Yeah, I think a lot of us agree, Catherine. Catherine says she, in my opinion, did go to the trail behind the house to make sure they got the job done. Yes, I think Luis did see Wendi and the boys on the street. I wonder what y'all think. Yeah, a lot of us believe that Wendi was on the street with the boys. And hey, Callie, good to see you. Hey, Florida Gulf Coast, I just want to go through and make sure I'm saying hello to everybody. If I miss you, I'm so sorry. I think I said hello to John Smith. The Sky Troopers are here. Coercive Control, Jane for Justice, good to see you. Pat, I think Patty DeAngelis, I think that she left, but I'm sorry. It was buffering too much for her. Sir Tedrick Walker, good to see you. Okay, if I've missed you, I apologize. I'm going to keep going. This is a long compilation of videos on this day. Or on this is the 5th video on phone calls from prison playlist. In my description, their channel, there's a link to their channel. Please go to their channel and sub. Okay, I'm going to keep going with these two.
When I spoke to him over the weekend, he's like, Charlie, he's like, I saw her questioning you, and it's almost like she gave up. Like she just left her.
Who said that to you?
My friends.
Oh, Michael, yeah.
Yeah, I saw her. It wasn't like she came to like abrupt end. Like she ran out of things. Like she got frustrated. She like kind of put her hands up. Like she wasn't like Bree was reading the quotes to me that people were writing, and it was like people were saying like, I can't wait to see Kappelman hammer Adelson. And then like someone was writing back, looks like Adelson hammered Kappelman. Like, see, these are people who are watching the trial.
Who really watches, right?
Like watching a real trial, and it was a real trial going on. And I think she realized after Friday where she was.
So is he just talking about people who were chatting in the chat on Court TV live stream or Tallahassee Democrat channel live stream? Yeah, it's called freedom of speech. And when people were watching your trial, they were talking smack talk about you because it was ridiculous.
And he said, you know what? I'm going to put a clause together that will make every single person on this jury despise these people when I'm done. Despise them. There's only one reason you're bringing Wendi's book and reading about the small stop out of the big town of the city that sounds just like Tallahassee.
But she had no evidence. Everybody knows that she had no evidence, nothing. She just played around.
Yeah.
No fact.
Cut and paste, put your sweet southern accent on it, finesse it, and y'all,
yeah, added that.
y'all know what you got here. Why are they talking like this? So there's a good explanation, and I gave it over the course of a day and a half. But you just asked it even his own sister said. Even his own sister said, okay, well, now you got the jury believing that, even his own sister doesn't support it. The way you said it, that's how it sounds.
She summed it up for them, so they didn't have to think for themselves. She just gave them
have to think.
A quick note.
First, I'm going to get you to hate him.
This is a very good question, Armin Fence. How did Wendi time it such that she got spotted when Luis and Sig were around Trescott on Thursday? Well, so in Luis Rivera's proffer, he says, we were at the park behind the house. They're talking about being at Ashford Apartments because there is kind of like a little park area, but there's also the trails. It's called Parks to Parks, and it goes from Winthrop Park behind Trescott Home, which is basically between Ashford and Trescott Homes, Ashford Apartments, all the way to McCord Park. They were at Ashford, and Luis says that Sigfredo says, "Oh, I see something. Let's drive around there." And so they left out Ashford. They turned right on Thomasville Road, going northbound, turned right again on Armistead, came around. They would be coming around the front of Ashford. I'm sorry, the front of McCord Park, where like people park and then like go walk. And then they would have taken a right on Klein and then a right on Trescott. And then they're driving by. And Luis kind of like talks about this. And he's like, I'm, he's sitting low and he's like, I'm driving like this. And then I see, he looked and then she looked, and that's what caught my attention. So he sees that Sigfredo and Wendi recognize each other, but he's talking about seeing her walking on the sidewalk with two boys on the right side, because they would have been heading southbound on Trescott. So yeah, how did they time it? I mean, and this is also around the same time where after the tip line comes out on July 21st, right, 3 days after Dan's shot, that's a Monday, and Wendi is long gone with the boys to South Florida. A tip line gets set up by TPD, and the lady, Mrs. Park, who lived in Ashford Apartments, she calls the tip line and says, like, sometime around this shooting, I saw two guys in this silvery vehicle. Like, she explains it. And then they went back to the drainage ditch, and they come back. One was wet from the waist down. One of them's carrying something black in their hand. Like, I don't know. I don't know if there was a money drop. I don't know. We don't know. But it's very curious. And this is also Thursday morning at 8:43 a.m. That's also when the home alarm went off at Dan's home on Trescott. Okay, I'll keep going with these two people.
And then I'm going to give you a couple retard-proof cliff note things to settle in your stomach. Then I'm going to show you some horrible photos and leave them on the screen to let that soak in. And then I'm going to show you the photos again. Let that soak in again for another 5 to 10 minutes while I talk to you. Make you real angry. So now you hate these people and you're angry. Like, I got done watching. I told you, I said to Kate, I go, this is not good.
Yeah.
Like,
You do.
Okay, this is a really good point, Catherine Lacasse. Okay. Katherine says she was around, if she says Prescott, but we know you mean Trescott. Trescott on Thursday, because it was supposed to have happened on Thursday, and she had the boys. Were they kept out of school? ? I wonder if that was checked. Okay, so this morning on Leslie's live stream, we were watching Georgia's, I don't know if it was opening or closing during the first trial, okay? And she says, like, she's not sure if it was Wendi on the street. She also says, could she have gotten the boys out of daycare that day? She's like, I don't know. However, in later trials, definitely in Charlie's, and I know in Donna's as well, the courts have quote unquote stipulated, meaning no one can argue it, that the boys were checked in at 8:30 a.m. on Thursday the 17th. So I don't know. And it could have just been a sign-in, right? Or I don't know. In my opinion, it wasn't investigated fully. However, I don't believe that we have all of the evidence, because not everything's been released. So this is a good question. Thank you, Katherine.
I looked at Gad, he finished, and I said, who's she talking to, third graders? I mean, it was ridiculous.
There was
But she-
5 black women on the jury, 1 black guy that was the sergeant I told you about, 1 kind of redneck looking a little bit, like 50-year-old guy, and 3 guys that looked like they were inbred, that were like out of shape, 30 years old, looked like they never had a girl in their life, and like one of them worked at the Florida State bookstore. He was wearing his Florida State sweatshirt during the trial a couple times. And he worked at the Florida State bookstore. Another one's wife was a professor at Florida State. And another one had, so there were 3 people in the jury affiliated with Florida State. 3 affiliated with Florida State and 5 with family members of law enforcement and a sergeant.
Oof.
And that's who we got. Can you imagine what we had to get off?
Yeah.
I mean, we had people that we had to get off because they were married. Her husband was a sheriff's officer, so she could be fair.
Yeah.
So her husband's a sheriff's officer, all the friends are sheriff's officers, but she can be fair. Yeah.
No.
And drink the Kool-Aid, they can come up there and get a fair trial.
Wasn't going to happen.
What's that?
No, I said it wasn't going to happen, and I really, we all believed it would because you had the evidence, and they did not. It didn't matter.
And Dan explained it to them so well.
Oh my gosh.
You know, if you're in doubt, you have to.
Yeah.
No, but Georgia made it to the trial. I think that. So she's like, if you think they're guilty, you got to vote guilty. Like, I mean, you talk to someone who really knows, has a brain on their shoulders, to go beyond a reasonable doubt on a murder one case, you have to be so sure you know what happened.
That's right. And Dan explained that. It was clearly
You have to be so sure you know what happened. Not like, oh, I think.
Hey Beach Bum. Hey Callie, if I missed you. Hey, Michelle D. Matisse. Michelle comes in and says, I know those eyes in the thumbnail. Don't we all, Michelle? Yikes.
To like, if they knew what happened, they wouldn't be showing Wendy's book, trying to rub it in their face. You think anyone on the jury's ever written a book?
It had nothing to do.
Yeah.
Nothing
She
to do.
just threw shit in there that had nothing to do with anything. Just as you said, just
Oh,
to antagonize, just to flavor it.
It goes towards Tuto. It sets, Mom, it's like throwing everything in a salad to make it, to give it some flavor.
They throw a lot of shit on the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I was flabbergasted when I heard her say, even his best friend, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh, I know. When he said about, even his best friend, Ryan Fitzpatrick,
Oh, yeah.
I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Where are you getting this from? Doesn't matter where she's getting it from. Pull it out of your ass and just say it. Doesn't matter.
From him to me in 2014. Doesn't matter. You just called him my best friend. Now it seems like I opened up to my best friend, and then we had a falling out, and that's why I said what I said
Hey,
on the
Remy
stand.
Roo.
That's why I said what I said on the stand. And, you know, he was a friend that I opened up to. He was my best friend. No, he wasn't.
And Dan also.
Well,
Dan went after him.
He did.
He went after him.
he tore him apart. But then it made it look like he was a friend that we had a falling out. So maybe we were really close at one time.
No, I don't think, honestly, Charlie, I don't think they thought that. I don't think they thought much in general, to be honest with you. They weren't following that. They really weren't.
Yeah.
Hey Remy Roo. Hey Mr. C. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a minute. Hey Blue River. So here's where they're like, dissing on the jury because apparently they watched something that the world didn't see. I don't know. Yeah, his Armin Fence's tirade about the book is why Donna got the book inadmissible in her trial. No, probably. I mean, it seemed to me that like Fulford and Zellman really fought more for Donna than Rashi did for Charlie. Okay, I'm going to keep going.
Wasn't
They were probably sleeping there.
I'm like, you know, this is honestly like,
you're never gonna have to wait on.
and 12 people also, like, holy shit.
It was 5 o'clock. They wanted to go home. So that was a. I honestly, if they actually deliberated, it would have taken at least 2 days. At least you couldn't go
To
over
go through
it.
the evidence.
They
To
could look at
go
it.
through, what Dan was telling them, look at this wire, look at what he says on this wire at this time. This wire is like ZZ at 3 minutes 34 seconds. He says this. Look it up. I'm looking at the jury. I was getting sick. Nobody was writing anything down.
No.
He was giving them exact instructions on where to look. It's just to fast forward and go to this. Nobody gave a shit. They weren't looking it up. I mean, I was sitting there getting sick to myself. Then they bring me down to the cell. My hands are chained to my waist, and I got leg shackles on. I'm talking 1 o'clock, like 1:15. I probably ate lunch till 2, and deliberated about 2 to 5, right?
No, they were gone at 5. They were gone at 5.
Yeah. So for 3 hours and 45 minutes, I sat in that cell by myself while the jury was deliberating.
They didn't deliberate.
And they came to the guy and said, we have a verdict. And it's like, do they have a question for the judge? Anytime there's a question for the judge, they bring you up. I go, do they have a question for the judge? The guy looks at me and goes, no. He goes, no, we got a verdict.
No.
And I go, can you tell me what it is? He goes, I can't tell you. And then I said, well, you have a verdict, could it be hung jury? And he goes, no. He goes, the verdict means either they're all saying innocent or all saying guilty. So then I had to go walk up to the 2 different elevators and walk across shackles and chains. And then I'm like, hey, can I put my tie and belt on? And he goes, no, the judge wants you in your chains. That's all. He goes, you're going to sit down and the jury won't see you because you'll have your hands underneath the table. But he doesn't want us to take the shackles off. I'm like, oh, fuck. The way he said it like that, like the judge doesn't even want you putting your tie on. I thought to myself, the judge knows.
No. We knew because of the time. We knew because of
I'm going to stop. Beach Bum, are you talking about when, okay, Beach Bum says, I'm still trying to find the call where, find the call Donna muttered under her breath about Wendi. Oh, yes, you did. Is that when she's reading off Wendy's texts and there was, I guess, like YouTubers were arguing whether or not she said, oh, yes, you were, didn't say you were, oh, yes, you, like, are you talking about that, Beach Bum? Because I'm trying to remember. I think I do have the timestamp documented somewhere. But if that's what you're talking about, hey, Emily, good to see you. Thanks for joining. If I missed anybody who's come in and I have not said hello, I apologize. Okay, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to get you the timestamp for what I think you're asking about, Beach Bum.
time.
You know, we saw the time, Charlie. You know.
Mm-hmm. And I saw your face. I mean, I knew before that just from the time, but I saw your face when you walked in. I mean, it was obvious.
They showed me walking in.
What did we see? We see him.
I saw you sitting without the tie.
Yeah, without the tie.
I saw the time.
Right.
And we know.
We knew.
Oh, I knew too. You could see it on my face. I wasn't even like.
Yeah.
I mean, I was upset. I was in shock. I just put my head down for a second and then picked my head back up. But I was like,
yeah.
It literally, in 24 hours, I went from feeling like I was ready to win the Super Bowl to finding out that I got cancer.
I know.
We were on the same roller coaster. Trust me, the same roller coaster. Everybody said that.
You know, we were
I'm so excited.
Texts from people just telling us, you know, how good you were. And I kept saying to Mom, I told you Charlie would be fine.
Yeah.
I told you.
Yeah. We already knew Dan was going to be great. I didn't know how you would be.
Listen, I said, like, I didn't know how well I was going to do either. I mean, like, that was not rehearsed with Dan. I did not know anything he was going to fucking ask me at all. Nothing. I knew none of what he was going to ask me.
What?
At all. He's like, the reason you can't know is because when Katherine asks you questions, if you come up.
What a line of crap. You didn't know what your defense attorney was going to ask you when you took the stand? That's not how you prepare a witness. A witness who is testifying for his life. This cannot be true.
Too good with me, and you're not good with her, it's going to look like we practiced this.
That's
because
right.
So his answer, which is really smart, he's like, listen, if you have to know the case, whether I'm asking the questions or she's asking the questions, otherwise you're going to look really smart when I ask questions and really dumb when she asks questions. So you might as well know everything, and I'm not going to give you my notes. So I was nervous sometimes because I was like, I didn't know how I was getting it, you know, how I was looking or how I was sounding. And
hey, Will.
And then she got to me, and I thought I did really well.
You did. You beat her up. You beat her up.
Yeah.
It was
no, that's what people are saying. It's like he's hammering Templeman. Like, you know, everyone's saying like great stuff. The people are following that are smart. The people on the jury, Mom.
Oh God.
And I hate to say it, but I fucking knew it. I knew, and I said it 100 times when I was in South Florida. The Tallahassee jury, the Tallahassee people, they're gonna fucking hate me. I'm gonna look like some rich white Jew coming from South Florida. I had no idea she was gonna put on a production that she did, but up until that point, I thought everything was coming together. Until she totally derailed from like, don't listen to the evidence, just listen to what I tell you is the evidence. Even his friend Ryan Fitzpatrick, even his sister. Here, let me show you snippets of like cut and paste. Like
Charlie, you memorized the evidence that Rashbaum gave you so you would have an answer for everything. He just didn't give you your sister's book, or you didn't read it when it was out because you were free for many years before you got arrested. You didn't read it. And this is like the two, I mean, they are so delusional. I wonder, well, I mean, we know that Donna's popping the Xannies, right? Well, because Charlie's, the pill pusher, has been telling her to do so for the past 29 hours or however long it's been since their first phone call after his conviction. But like, what? They are so, I mean, it's so funny. Okay, I'm going to get back to see what you guys are saying.
I honestly, I would have been so much better off.
I know.
Looking at it from a different perspective, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean.
Yeah. Like I hate, you know, you can't live in hindsight, but I had some smart people say things to me. I really believed in the system, and I thought like it was I thought it was a winnable situation, and I thought it would come across, and I feel like it did. Like literally up until she put 2 hours of like a TV show on.
Yeah.
After that,
up until I saw, like, Georgia bring it all together in a closing, which is what prosecutors do, Charlie. Up until I saw her 2-hour Dateline special and around however he's about to describe it. But I mean, seriously, that's when you realized that you were going down? No, see, I actually disagree with Charlie because on Friday the 3rd, remember, they had closing remarks on Monday morning, the 6th, and then the jury took less than 3 hours to convict him after, the morning. But Charlie went back to the jail that Friday night, and when he came back on Monday, you guys, he knew he was cooked. He was gray. He had no color. The bags under his eyes were worse. Like he's lying to himself. I think someone said earlier, like even they're lying to each other. Yeah, he's lying to himself. He knew he was cooked on Friday because I'll guarantee you he spent the whole weekend probably vomiting, and then other end was running as well. And Charlie, you knew that you were going down. You didn't just realize that during Georgia's 2-hour Dateline special closing, which it was wonderful, in my opinion.
Because what she was showing was in black and white. She went away from testimony. She went away from what people were saying. She was putting her new spin on the testimony, and she was giving it like the Georgia Cappleman flair. They want to put the kids in Nazi uniforms. Oh. People are fucking crazy. Oh my God.
They didn't realize what they were doing. Stupid. Yeah.
Your mom
really
said she wanted to dress
don't
them up.
Take stupid and take someone's life away.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna rewind since Harvey chimes in for the first time in like 20 minutes. But no, your mom said that she wanted to put them in Nazi uniforms in order to provoke Dan, bother Dan. And I'm talking about Dan Markel. When I refer to Daniel Rashbaum, I say Rashy, just everybody. But when Charlie is on these calls and Donna, when they're talking about Dan, they're talking about Daniel Rashbaum. Just for anyone who's not, well, I'm pretty sure everyone's clear with that.
My God.
They didn't realize what they were doing. Stupid, yeah.
Stupid, really stupid. You don't just take stupid and take someone's life away.
Yeah.
Like, I still can't believe I lost my wife, but I did wrong. I really. I know it's not over. I know we're still going to play. Let me explain something to you. It's the likelihood of something getting us, like Dan said. He said, you got to get an appellate lawyer. Just don't spend a fortune on them. They're expensive. You got to at least do it just in case.
Hey, Steph, sells stuff by the seashore. It's so good to see you, hon. But yeah, Steph, you're right. Says his decision to testify was what did him in. He may have gotten away with lying his whole life, but he's a terrible actor. It was obvious he was guilty once he took the stand. I know. And the extortion on top of the extortion plot. Just crazy. And they are so delusional. I don't really have another word. I guess I should probably look in the thesaurus. Yeah, they're not even Charlie. You're right, Mr. C. Mr. C says. You guys aren't even Donna Adelson or Charlie Adelson in prison anymore. Donna is W72841 and Charlie is C62133. You don't even have a name anymore. Yes, Lily. Hey, Lily Willow. Yeah, she's right. He got the extortion idea from the bump. Yeah, I mean, like they had to come up with something. They had to come up with something because there was so much evidence. And if they were going to try to have some sort of defense, I mean, what else were they going to come up with? I mean, it was ridiculous. We all know that, but. And the Razzie goes to, yeah, right, Beach Bum. Oh, but okay, I'm gonna restart it. But here's where he talks about how Rashi told him not to spend money on an appellate attorney, which I find very strange.
Yeah.
To get something so expensive. He said, you got it's the likelihood of something getting like Dan said. He said, you got to get an appellate lawyer. Just don't spend a fortune on them. They're expensive. You got to at least do it just in case.
Yeah.
To get something brought back on appeal, or maybe in 9 months from now, or juror writes or says something stupid. But he's like, this judge let a lot of stuff in. It's not like we have a lot of ground. I definitely didn't have ineffective counsel. You can either go ineffective counsel, blame the judge, or blame the jury. Other than that, the jury has spoken.
What?
So it's very weird for me.
Whoa.
Like,
Charlie says that Rashi told him that, wait, in regards to appeal, right? Don't spend a lot of money on an appellate attorney. You don't have ineffective counsel, which Rashbaum's talking about himself. And then, okay, keep listening.
you can either go ineffective counsel, blame the judge, or blame the jury. Other than that, the jury has spoken. It's very weird for me. Like, I'm fucking going crazy in my head and this shit is at the cell, thinking like I actually thought I was going to get a fair jury up here. This was a fucking shit. Like, I never should have.
You guys, the jurors did not know about the case. They didn't know about the case. They might have heard something. I mean, Rashbaum giving him advice on an appellate attorney. I don't know about all that. That's just dirty.
When Enzo died, it should have been my son.
Okay, so here comes the Enzo. Here comes the Enzo dog talk. I mean, okay, so that's why a lot of folks think that, like, oh, well, haven't I heard this before? No, they repeat themselves over and over and over because I'm going in order of this playlist. And this is a new call. I have not listened to this on my live stream. But we've heard the Enzo. Here he's coming with the Enzo snake bite dog.
Yeah.
I should have.
I know.
Knew exactly what I'm saying.
I know exactly what you're saying.
We know.
Things you don't have to say. I know exactly what you're saying. We both.
It's like and now I feel like a fucking.
I know.
Now I know.
Have you?
Hey, real quick, Beach Bum. John Smith put in chat earlier. If you go to Pretty Lies and Alibis, she has it labeled hot mic call. Like her video is labeled hot mic. So that's probably the fastest place for you to hear that one. And that's Pretty Lies and Alibis channel. That's Gigi.
Have you talked to Dan about this?
Yeah,
jury.
Yeah, no. I trust me. Kate wanted to get up and leave while I was talking to Dan. He spent 45 minutes with him today. She was ready to go, and I'm like, she was up on the side. I could almost take her. I could tell she was rushing him. Dan's like, give me 10 more minutes. And I was like, Dan, I know I'm competing myself. I know I am. Like,
yes,
fine.
permanent Zanny
like, Dan,
delusional.
you did a great job, but I should have. I said, I told him what I really thought I should have done.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, and you could have done this case 100 times up here. You were not going to win. And he said, not with that jury.
Yeah.
But that was with Josh Dubin helping us weed through the shit that was there.
Yeah, that's all that was
Here's
left.
the buyer's remorse. Okay, we're about to get into a series of buyer's remorse, ranting and raving. Josh Dubin, the jury consultant. Allegedly, I have not seen the books or the payment, but allegedly he might have been paid $1 million. Not sure. Rashi was paid at least $1 million.
We were using our exes to get people off that could not be on the jury in a million years. They were using their exes to get people off that would have seen what happened, seen my side. That's really like, we should have gotten twice as many exes if we were going to play that game. Because it wasn't, the people coming in were so tainted. To give us 10 and them 10 was a joke. We should have had 30 and they should have had 5. You know, I mean, you put the change of venue motion in. But I just feel like
that's not how trials work, Charlie. The defense does not get 30 no's on the jury, and then the prosecution's only going to get 10. That's not how it works. And again, the jury did not know in depth about this case at all. The jury was fair. And I think it was coercive control said for a crime family, they sure are naive or sure are stupid. I think she did say naive, which is nicer than the word stupid.
Change the motion to a small town in the Panhandle. It would be the biggest event that ever happened there. It would be, it's on. I'm riding into the court in the morning, and Preston Scott is obsessed with my case.
Yeah,
and he has a, yeah.
Okay, so he's talking about Preston Scott's radio show. We've already heard him talk about this before with Donna, so he's just repeating himself. This is so funny. So I think he says mentor lawyer, but I believe at the time it was actually Carl Steinbeck, because back then his channel was called Jury Trial Mentor. And he was on the Preston Scott show, on the radio show in the morning. Like, you know, you could hear it on the radio, and that's what Charlie heard before one of his trial days.
He has a lawyer that calls in, his mentor lawyer call in, and he's like giving the play-by-play and like giving his scenarios on it. And like, he's obsessed. Every morning he talks about my case. We're driving in the transport van. And the officers listening to Preston Scott. And I'm sitting in the van and I'm listening to Preston Scott and the lawyer talking about me. Oh my, of course not. I'm like, this feels like a fucking.
You guys, the transport corrections people had 93.3 on the radio, and that's the Preston Scott or the show that he's on. That's the channel, the radio station that Preston Scott is on. That is hilarious, and it's kind of like talk radio, but it's local. Preston Scott used to be like one of our news guys, and then he started doing radio. I don't know. He does something else. I think Patty's Playhouse knows him.
Like, and the only thing people know is you were convicted, Kaplan won, you lost. You lost just the way anyone else loses. But it's like, George said beyond a reasonable doubt. Like, if you use your reasoning and you think he's guilty, you're not guilty. Like, these people fucking hated me. And they used all this extraneous stuff of like, me and Dan's divorce, and it was tumultuous. Well, most divorces are, but like they made it out. They made it out like, I mean, they painted such a fucking picture. There was not a chance in hell I was going to get a fair shake in this town. That's your bottom line.
I want to tell you, we were where you.
Hey guys, guess what they did? Guess what these two people did? Charlie, Donna, you guys orchestrated the murder of Dan Markel because of Wendi's divorce from him. That's what you did. Every divorce is tumultuous. No, that's the reason why you had him killed.
Were over that weekend. We were all where you were.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody thought anything different other than pretty obvious. He put on an amazing case. Charlie testified perfectly. It's done. He got it.
Yeah.
Everybody said the same thing.
We were very happy.
You didn't show up for the trial.
You know.
Like, what the fuck are these people, like, it almost should be like a do-over if you have such a bad verdict from, like, but it's the verdict produced by a prosecutor that brought it.
Charlie wants a do-over. This is not Red Rover. Send Susie on over. This is not that kind. You can't get a do-over, dude. Well, I guess you're trying with your appeals, but nope, the jury has spoken.
Able to bring down the shit that has nothing to do with me. But it's enough to make you hate my sister. It's enough to make you hate my mother. It's enough to make you hate me. And it's one thing if they just hate you. It's another thing if they hate your whole family and they feel like you're shitting on them in Tallahassee. Miami people coming up here and really like belittling us, comic book. There's only one reason why Katherine read that line from her book. There's only one reason. That's to drive home the message that Wendi thinks she's smarter than everybody else. She foreshadowed her move in a book. She even wrote a book about the move. She knew this move was going to happen. She even wrote a book about it. What was the name of that town, Wendi? That you refer to as a small stop in their plans on the way to civilization. I mean, it is kind of crazy that she wrote a book and put that in there, don't you think?
So, okay, so yes, we all know that Charlie did not read his sister's book, but he memorized, all the other evidence, but he keeps getting the quote wrong. I want to answer John Smith real quickly. I'm not going to pull up your question, but apparently the person that you're asking about, he was recording in the Massachusetts courthouse, and it was a no-no. That's what happened.
What?
I mean, it is kind of creepy that she wrote a book and put that line in there with that talent. Like, she could have left that line out of the book. But she didn't know. Like, she was just writing a book.
Of course.
Like, she could have called the town Biloxi. She could have fucking left the line out rather than being on a small stop, small stop along the way.
He's like, she could have left that line out of the book. I mean, it didn't matter because the whole book foreshadows essentially what happens. Like, Lily Walker equals Wendi Jo Adelson, in my opinion. And yes, I am reading the book, but it's taken me a long time. I haven't picked it up in at least 2 weeks. But yeah, maybe he is right about the fact that she shouldn't have written the book. That's the truth.
So on the way to civilization, like, it sounds like she's foreshadowing a future event in her book, doesn't it?
Well, she made it sound like that. I know.
I mean, how many kids does this lady have in the book? 2 boys? What does this lady's husband do? He's an English professor, so he's a school professor. What school does he teach at? What school does he teach out of the book?
I don't know. Do you know?
What's that?
I don't know.
Like,
what school he taught at? I have no idea.
Don and Harvey.
I read it ages ago.
So many years ago.
Don and Harvey are acting like they don't know the name of the university in her book. It's North FSU. Hiawassee, Tallahassee. I think Charlie calls it Tallahassee sauce or something.
I think it's North Florida State University.
Yeah. She made it up. I don't know.
She's questioning, so the husband's a professor at what school? I mean, North Florida State University. And how many boys does she have? 2 boys. And what's the name of that town? Sounds just like Tallahassee. And what we say is that it's just a small stop on the way to civilization. Like, that sounds, I mean, I'm just telling you, if someone read that line in a book and the author was Wendi Adelson, it sounds like she's foreshadowing her big move to Miami, right before she buys a model of home bourbon.
She
Like,
sure was.
and then she's driving by
Hey, CB McDye, good to see you. Anyone else that's come in and I haven't said hello? Hey, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for going through this torture with me, because it is torturous.
and then like the Katherine goes, she couldn't help herself. She had to drive out her crime scene to make sure it was done.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only liquor store she's ever been to in Tallahassee and bought something. So she went home with it. She was good. But you know what it looks like?
Oh,
It looks like let me just tell you something. That right there is 1 in a million. That she goes on that date at that time by the street on the house, and then they say that she wanted to make sure the job was done.
right.
I mean, those things like that. Listen, you can't dispute that she didn't take that route. She took the route.
She did.
But she was there, and she did a 3-4 turn.
That's right.
So when you're sitting and you're evaluating the case,
It wasn't where they said.
right? But I'm just saying, like, I get it because people, who knows?
No, correction, Charlie. She did not do a 3-point turn. She did a K turn. It's a K turn. And someone in Patty's Playhouse chat coined it as killer turn. But yeah, Wendi didn't do a 3-point turn. She did a K turn. Just letting you know, Charlie.
But I'm just saying, one says 2 or 3, one says 4 or 5. But the point is, the fact that she put her fucking car there.
And Catherine Lacasse, no. They don't think about what they did to Dan Markel at all. In their minds, they're innocent because they didn't pull the trigger. They've never read the Florida statute. They don't know that when you pay people to do it, you're also guilty of murder. They clearly do not know that. I mean, that's what makes all of these calls so comical. They know jack shit about trials. And I blame the lawyer and the family. Yep. Yeah, Jill. Why didn't you tell your family what they were getting themselves into? Well, we know in the end, if she doesn't get arrested, she'll be laughing all the way to the bank. In my opinion.
All that time at that date on the way out of her way is enough for people to go, whoa, she must have known something was going on. There's no way she shows up there on that date, on that time, without having prior knowledge. She's involved.
The same nonsense about the bullet bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the bullet bourbon got squashed because they had the email.
Yeah.
They
had the invitation.
Yeah, they had the invitation that was sent for 2 people getting married for a stop the bar party to show that to request a bottle of liquor.
A specific one.
Yeah, which is crazy. Like,
It is crazy.
that's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you're right. Lily Willis says, make sure it was done. Make sure what was done, Charlie. Right. Like okay, and I've always said this, they cannot even act innocent. Even after Charlie is convicted, we don't hear at all during these hundreds of hours of calls, because it seriously is at least 100 hours of calls. We're only on the 5th video in phone calls from prison channel, and it's just Charlie and Donna's calls, okay, because Charlie's talked to other people, but this playlist is only Charlie and Donna. There's 22 videos. Most of them are at least an hour long. I mean, some of them are a couple of hours long, and that's only what got posted. So yeah, they're ranting and raving, repeating himself. He's like, this is his mind going crazy. And I don't know. I'm hoping that his appellate attorney has had him listen to this stuff. because it's pretty convincing to me, Charlie, that you got set up, bud.
It's crazy. I mean, it's crazy. She's going to buy a bottle of Bulleit bourbon to celebrate that night. Like, if she didn't have that email, there's no explaining it. She doesn't drink alcohol. There's 5,000 bottles in the store. She passes by the crime scene, and she goes and buys a bottle of Bulleit bourbon to celebrate that night.
Yeah, insane.
There's no.
The
if my
taxes
parents-
are so ridiculous.
Listen, calling my parents' home line, that's not crazy. But that, driving by the scene, out of her way, and going to buy a bottle of Bulleit bourbon, I would have to say, like,
I know.
if it smells like shit, it is shit. But no, she really was going to buy a bottle of liquor. She really wasn't. And that's the only liquor store she ever been to. But she said, listen, she couldn't help herself. She had to go check it out to make sure it was done. Okay, that sounds really good. It makes her sound like she's a part of it. And if she's a part of it, then I must be a part of it. So which story do you think makes more sense? I mean, what is the fucking chances of God's green earth that she goes out of her way and drives by that street from that time on that day?
It's insane. It's crazy. It's crazy. It is. I mean, you can't even believe it.
I hate to say it, but it's almost like it's things like that that can make somebody shut out everything else, all the other things that you're saying, and you go, look, on this date, on this time, she leaves her house. She takes a route that's 5 miles longer. She drives by the scene on this date at this time. Why on God's green earth is she doing that to go to a liquor store when she could go to three of them that are closer? It's called being at the wrong place at the wrong time. But that's not a good explanation. The explanation they want to hear is she's a part of it. She knows. She has to know. How else would she be there? And that's what the jury listens to. And they go, I mean, to me, does that make sense? I mean, if I'm on the jury, yeah. She's showing up, isn't she?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Crazy, fucking crazy. But think about it. What are the statistical chances of her leaving her house and driving by that scene on that date at that time and not being involved?
Yeah, I mean, it's insane.
It's 1 in a million. Charlie just asked, what are the statistics of Wendi driving at that day, at that time, on that street? I mean, Charlie, you're talking yourself into, if you would just listen to yourself, I mean, you're reiterating all of the evidence that convicted you on these calls. This is hilarious. I mean, it's insane. He said, no, you two are insane.
It is. It's absolutely crazy. It's crazy. But it's true. It's what happened.
Yeah, but
It's what happened. But I'm asking you, what are the chances that her husband was just murdered? She's leaving her house and driving by the crime scene, but has no knowledge of anything going on.
And they made a big deal like, well, why didn't she call daycare? Why would she call daycare?
She got a tree fell.
That's exactly because it used to happen all the time. Yeah.
Wendi should have called daycare because her children spent the night at that house the night before. Like, why is that so hard? I mean, just all of these little pieces of information is enough to convict Wendi, in my opinion. I'm not an attorney, but I can use my common sense.
They have those summer storms and the trees fall, and like she just was like, like, they didn't think anything of it. They thought a tree fell, and they were cornering it off, and they cut the tree and opened up the road when it's over. But what are I mean, like, if I was sitting at the bar and somebody was telling me this story, that's one part of the story I have a really hard time getting over. Is what is she doing there on that day at that time, leaving her house to go out that she doesn't need to go and go to turn on this street?
Yeah, it's a coincidence.
You know?
But people don't like to hear it's a coincidence when it's one in a million.
No, they don't.
No.
They don't.
They don't, because you can
And that
only
was
say
1
word.
million.
Charlie's like, if he was sitting at a bar and he heard this story, and then like Donna and Harvey have to like stop him. Don't go there. Like, meanwhile, okay, they're packing, they're getting ready for Vietnam. They didn't show up to your trial, Charlie, but they'll placate you on the phone for the next. Well, today we're on the 7th, so Donna's got 6 days left before she's on the jetway at the Miami airport, boarding a flight, one-way ticket to Vietnam. Stop off in Saigon. Or, I'm sorry, stop off in Dubai.
That was 1 in a million. That was insane.
That was 1 in a million.
1 in a million. And I think that Leslie B has done some shorts in this 1 in a million. 1 in a million. What are the chances?
That literally was like.
It blows your mind.
Yeah.
I was right. I mean, what else do you have to say? Like, if I was on that jury and you start hearing, well, okay, that was a coincidence. Okay, and then the TV repairman, the TV joke, the mom saying this TV is about 5, lots of TV talk. It's just a coincidence. I wish you picked another object on planet Earth other than the TV set to say it costs they want $5,000. We should just said they wanted $5,000. My response was they wanted $5,000. I mean, by the way, you didn't bring up TV until the 3rd call. If TV was a really important code word, what did you have said in call 1?
First call.
What did you have said in call 2?
Well,
you don't mention TV until call 3.
That's what they don't get. Yeah.
But when you put TV, three things surrounding that same TV, for hourglass TV, the TV cost $5,000, the cover shows up, and the TV joke, all revolving around it. What are the chances of that? What are the chances of TV showing up 3 times in relation to, they think there has to be a code word, and they give it a code name.
Yeah, they had a chart with all these.
Hey, Julia Nielsen, good to see you. Julia says if it looks like a duck. And he says, Mom, I wish you wouldn't have said TV. Well, TV is the code. They're mad that law enforcement's figured out their code. You've literally said it repeatedly. I mean, even like with Wendi repeating the instead of hiring a hitman, I bought you this TV joke. Even that in itself is totally disgusting. I mean, any mom would be like, don't talk about my father's kids like that. Any mom would say that. Not Wendi, just running around repeating it. You know that TV repair Geek Squad guy that morning when Wendy's rattling off that joke, he's probably like, what the F? It's probably like, who jokes like that? What? And no, ma'am, we cannot repair this smashed screen, this impacted screen on this TV. It's irreparable. Well, hang on. Let me talk to my brother for 18 minutes and find out if you can repair it.
This code word, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It had to be a part of it. Had to. Guess what? Had nothing to fucking do with it. Nothing. But listen, if I'm on the jury and I'm seeing the TV joke,
Hey,
the TV repairman at the house on the 18th, and then when you're describing how much the guy wants, you have to reference the TV. Guess what? That looks really, it's a coincidence. But it's a strange coincidence because you could have taken any other object. I wish I didn't have a repairman there. And I wish I never made that joke. But you've got all three kind of revolving around the same.
I mean, good point, Beach Bum. I mean, you would think that that's what they're doing, but I kind of don't think that that's what they're doing. I think that Donna's just used to him just talking his head off. And she's like, okay. Because there's pre-bump calls and then there's after the bump calls. Because remember, Judge Hankinson signs the wiretap access on April 7th of 2016. They start recording them, I believe, the 13th. I'm trying to remember. But they start recording them on the phone several days before the actual bump, the first bump, right? Donna coming down the stairs and when Sammy, the undercover guy, hands her the piece of paper. That's the 19th. So, yeah, sadly, Beach Bum, I don't know if they're doing it to confuse people. I just think that this is what's going on at this point in time. It's just ranting and raving. And they have all the money on the books for these expensive phone calls.
Subject matter. Why? Coincidence.
Do you see any evidence in this? No.
But coincidence and Wendi was he showing up at the house at that time on that day, out of her way, 10 miles from her house, leave Georgia Kaplan to go. She had to check to make sure it was done. So you're sitting there on the jury and you've got to think of one of two things. If she showed up there to make sure the job was done, she's guilty as hell. If she's guilty, then I'm guilty. Or it was just a coincidence, which is what it was. But it's a 1 in a million coincidence. And how many times can you say it's a 1 in a million coincidence before you're explaining what they think is what are the chances of it being a coincidence? You know, I mean,
Hear what you're saying.
I mean, then you start telling people playing people for stupid. You know what I mean? It's like, if you want to poo-poo everything as a coincidence, eventually you're going to be like, wait, the guy is stupid. Like, that was a perfect example of being at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
But they would never back off of it because everyone knows what are the chances you're 10 miles from your house. I mean, how far did she live from it? 10 miles?
No.
Oh, was it?
No, I think it was closer.
Yeah, right, Lily Willow? Lily Willow says, what if a tree had literally fallen, right? And Dan and the boys were in the house. I mean, a couple just got killed a few weeks ago in a neighborhood over here in Tallahassee by a fallen tree. And several years ago, I mean, I have a good friend whose daughter was killed in Wakulla from an oak tree falling, just freak accident. It happens. But yeah, she's not making any calls to check because she knew it wasn't a down tree.
It only took about 15 minutes, and we're talking about slow and mostly back roads. So no.
7 miles?
Yeah.
But you look at where you are 6-7 miles away, and that's unrelated.
Yeah. The only way she knew how to get there, she doesn't normally go to a liquor store.
Right, but there was not a shorter route, but it doesn't matter. You're there on that date, on that time, 6 miles from your house, and what's the reason?
Right.
You went out of your way to go to a liquor store when you could have gone another way? That's just creepy. It's creepy.
Yeah, it is creepy. It is.
But it's just a coincidence.
I know, but coincidence.
You know, and then what she wrote in the book, that's just a coincidence. So it's like the TV's a coincidence, showing up there's a coincidence.
How many years ago did you write the book? I don't know.
08, 09, something like that.
Yeah, 08.
Many years ago.
08.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. It was a coincidence.
That gets a picture for the front page.
Yeah. Many years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was writing about the immigration lawyer. She's in a big.
Hey CC, hey 850. Good to see you guys. Thank you for joining. We're just listening to these two delusional idiots.
The lady's got 2 boys. She's got 2 boys. Lady's husband, school professor. Her husband was a school professor. She was stuck in some town in the middle of nowhere on the way to civilization. Like, that's a nice slap in the face for a town that sounds just like you're describing you and your family, and a town that sounds just like Tallahassee, and now you're going to say that's a coincidence? And you were happy in that getting stuck someplace on the way to civilization? Like, you start, I think, to the other side, and you start holding that together, and you gotta start explaining what the coincidence is, and it sounds like she's writing about herself.
But there's also a North Florida State University.
No, it was a school she made up the name.
Yeah, but I'm saying there is a North Florida.
No, there's a University of North Florida, something like that. But it was like North Florida State University. I mean, it was like 1 letter off from Florida State. Listen, she was probably writing a book about herself. You know, I mean, she was using her characters.
Harvey chiming in on some bullshit.
But it makes it seem like she's just like shitting on Tallahassee, and she's like giving them the middle finger on the way out and writing a book about it. I know. I'm listening to what you're saying, and it's just
it was
coincidence after coincidence after coincidence. That's all it was.
And it's a book with a line that she never probably thought about, and she just threw in there, like as an offhanded comment, because Tallahassee was a place she probably didn't.
Hey, Blue River, thank you so much for the history on Wendi and Lily. Meaning, Blue River's been posting the meaning of the names and the significance of it. Thank you. I love that stuff.
Hey, she never planned on staying, but like she's grown accustomed to it and was fine with staying. But like the way it sounds in the book is like she got stuck someplace on the way to civilization. The way it sounds when you're showing up at the crime scene, going out of your way, when you live 6-7 miles away, hard to explain. TV sets getting repaired on that day, the same TV set that I bought her in the joke, the same TV set you referenced when the Lion King guy wanted to extort me for money. You need to reference a TV set, like 3 TV sets in a row, all the same topic. Come on now, we're not stupid. Like, I kind of see like you're dumbing down coincidences. I mean, if she didn't have that email for the bullet bourbon.
Oh, the invitation, yeah.
If she didn't have that email invitation,
that would look really bad, right?
Well, you think she just drives by the crime scene and there's 5,000 bottles in the liquor store, and you buy the one that begins.
Yeah.
And you buy the only one that says bullet to go celebrate that night. Now you want to tell me that's a coincidence? You're going to say, Donna, that's a coincidence now too?
Yeah.
Right. How many times do you want to give an explanation if that's a coincidence? It was. She got the invitation to prove it. 15 years ago, TV sets did cost a couple thousand. Family Feud, said what's the most common item that you could think of that cost $4,000, $5,000? People was in TV sets.
Yeah.
Not anymore, but 15 years ago, yeah. You probably bought your last set in 10. So, yeah, it happens. But it's kind of like when you start telling people, this is a crazy coincidence. This is a crazy coincidence. This is a crazy coincidence. That's really hard to start doing that with each fact that comes into the case.
No, I know. I mean, when you talk about it and analyze it the way you are,
you don't need to hear much else. I mean, when they told you how she felt in the book, thank God she had that invitation to email.
Shirley, you're breaking up. Shirley?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, I lost you for a second. I can hear you.
Okay.
I can.
Yeah, but it's like, thank God she had an email. Without that email, if someone told me she
Wendi tells Isom that she told the Geek Squad repair guy the TV hitman joke.
drove out her way, drove by the crime scene, picked up a bottle of bullet burns and celebrate that night. What would you say? She had to have known.
Of course.
She had to have known.
Yeah.
There's no way she couldn't have. She was going to celebrate that night with a bottle of bullet burns. There's 5,000 fucking bottles in a liquor store to buy. That's what she buys. Not a bottle of champagne, not beer, not rum, not tequila. There's 50 different kinds of bourbon. She buys bullet bourbon.
I mean, it's so insane. I mean, you're right. It was the fact that she had it. The fact that she had it there.
The one thing she buys in that whole store are the 5,000 items that are in the liquor store. Not Chardonnay, not Rosé, bullet bourbon. Because most girls like bourbon. Girls don't even drink bourbon. They'll drink a glass of wine. They drink vodka. Very few women are bourbon drinkers. This one is buying bottles of bullet bourbon as she leaves her house, goes out of the way, and passes by the crime scene. Why do you think they took a picture of it? Because they're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It has to be. I mean, if she didn't have that email, and it was just someone who told her verbally to buy it, it would have been like, oh, I don't remember what I told her to buy.
Yeah.
Like, thank God she had that. Without that, they probably would deliver it in an hour less. I mean, it would have been like, if everything's a coincidence. TV Joe, TV repairman. And by the way, you know why a repairman is the world's worst alibi?
Why?
Half the time you schedule a repairman, you schedule them from 12 to 1, from 9 to 12. They call them and schedule, they bump you to the afternoon where they cancel.
No, Charlie, that's not why it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea because hitmen were hired to kill Dan. That's why we know the TV hitman joke is not a real joke. It's code. Listen to how delusional this guy is. And Mama Donna, Grandma Gotti, packing. And thank you guys for being here. Thank you for listening. Listening to these crazy two again with me. I haven't listened to it for a while, so this has been entertaining to say the least.
You would never have an alibi for a repairman. I mean, how many times do you have a repair scheduled on delivery and they call and cancel it or change it?
Sure.
If you get rid of it, you know, if they showed up at 9, they could have been left by 9:30. Like, my point is, they can also call you at 9 and say, you need to come at 1. Like, I mean, what did she need an alibi for?
Yeah.
But it kind of all fits in with the unluckiness of you saying TV was 5. And by the way, it was such code. As soon as you say the TV is about 5, I'm like, they wanted $5,000? Like, I can give a shit about what the TV 5 means. But I'm like, I blurt out exactly what I'm trying to make sure you're saying is. I'm like, that's crazy. You know, and like, you don't mention TV till the third call, yet it's so important. So basically, if I didn't call you back a third time, I wouldn't have gotten that back in code word. You know, if you dissect it like that, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have missed the code word if I only called you twice. So you called me, I called you back, and then I called you back the third time. So code word obviously meant nothing if you had to wait for the third call to tell me. The repairman being an alibi, what the fuck did she need an alibi for? She's not involved. So, like, what was she? She was worried they would suspect that she was the shooter, so she got the alibi. if she wanted an ally, she could have made an appointment for herself on the other side of town that she would have kept, not worried that a repairman cancels on her. You know, if a repairman cancels on you, the alibi is all gone. I mean, but still, the crazy thing is the route she took and the time she took. And then,
Okay, so Best Buy parking lot is filled with Geek Squad little vans. And I don't know how it is in Miami, but when they say they're coming out at a certain time, they come out. They're not going to cancel. So this is just an additional delusional. And he keeps talking about that's a coincidence. That's a coincidence. Well, 1,000 coincidences means they're not coincidences. Maybe one, maybe two, but that's it. That's where it ends. There's tons. Charlie. Isn't it time for bed soon, Charlie?
and having to make it a U-turn on the street. Like, that was crazy. Coincidence. Like, that's what they dumped it down to. But there are some coincidences.
Yeah. It was crime scene tape. I do have a short on my channel where there was a down tree in the Tallahassee neighborhood when I was driving. So like I parked my car and got out and got in over in someone's yard and like just videotape for a second. But yeah, no cop cars, just workmen, a work truck, a tree truck. No crime scene tape.
There's no doubt, but I think people don't like hearing that there's coincidence. They don't like things explained by a coincidence, especially the morning of knowing.
Yeah.
Like that timing.
It's all of those things, Charlie. All of those things are just.
You know, and then also, by the way, the book that she wrote in 2008, like she wrote the book 6 years earlier. Like,
that's right.
Maybe 2008, 2009. I mean, did she even have her kids at that point?
Ben wasn't born until July 2009.
So she may have only had one kid at that time. She may have been pregnant with the second one.
Yeah.
But either way, I mean, like, kind of crazy that she put that line in the book and named the city after Tallahassee. So it sounded just like Tallahassee to me when she read it out. Like it makes if the shoe fits. She's obviously talking about herself, staying in a place that she feels stuck on the way to civilization with her professor husband. Like, you start putting those things together. I mean, look, none of them have fucking anything to do with me. Like, nothing.
Nothing.
But since it is her movements up here in Tallahassee, you have to assume that everybody's connected. You know what I mean? Like, it has to be, there's no way that, you know, those are independent of me. You know, and then they go back to tie a motive. They don't get it.
No. No, they don't.
I mean, who knows? Maybe somebody will do a book or a movie and actually take our side and maybe get it.
I haven't. I've thought of it, Sean.
I mean, it's like, you know, maybe somebody will like, but listen, if the jury didn't act improperly or the judge didn't make any bad rulings, I didn't have an ineffective counsel. I had great counsel.
Yeah.
So you have to have a reason to appeal the case. Other than you had a bunch of coincidences and a stupid jury.
Yeah.
Like, but all of those things that they were building in, like that was their. They were allowed to bring him in because it spoke to motive. It spoke to state of mind. It spoke to like nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like
it's so crazy that you can't even imagine that it's real. I mean, it is. It's just so crazy.
Yeah, no, I'm here, and I'm like, I literally never, especially after this weekend, in a million fucking years, like I was basically almost like in the best. I didn't feel like I was in jail. Like literally, like was in such a good headspace and was like, went and played basketball with Tuto. I hadn't played basketball with him in months. And I'm like, come on, I'll play a couple of games and give it a shot. I mean, you know, giving my fourth away. Yeah, I never played fours. I gave my foot away. Made a couple phone calls to people I hadn't talked to in a long time. Kind of like hearing positive feedback. Like, that's why I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, Dan's so happy with how the case is going.
Right.
Like, saying to me each step of the way, okay, if I knew, if you asked me a week ago if I was going to be in this place at this point in the case, would I be happy? He goes, I'd be ecstatic. And then, like, literally, like, after I testified, he's like, we're going to win this case. We're going to win. I mean, when they did their opening, he wrote on a piece of paper to me with a marker. He writes, "We will win."
Yeah.
And then Kate, like,
Dan wrote, "We will win."
The worst you're going to do is all jerk. And I'm thinking,
He just said that when they did their opening, Dan on a sticky note wrote, "We will win." Like, how? Because Sarah Catherine Dugan did the opening. I'm pretty sure, unless I'm confusing it with Donna's trial, but it was smooth, succinct. She told us everything that was going to happen during the trial in regards to evidence, and then that's what happened. Meanwhile, Daniel Rashbaum got up there. He talked about how he was going to prove to everybody that Sigfredo tried to kill Charlie in March of 2016. I'm sorry, in March of 2014. We never heard about that. What about that, Charlie?
thinking like, look, we had a good jury consultant, get good people. Dan's an awesome closer. Like, we're going to be kicking some ass and closing. He always says his strength is closing. His strength is closing. And now it's like in a fucking suicide. Blood on the walls and shit on the ceiling. Literally feces all over the place. The sergeant said they could clean it after I get out of here.
There it is. Leslie, there's your timestamp. Hang on, I'll get it for you. Blood on the wall, shit on the ceiling. Sorry, just a convo that Leslie and I had earlier. But yeah, I'm just letting you know it's around it'll be around the 108 mark of this 1 hour and 46 minute video from Phone Calls from Prison channel. I believe it's number 5 in the playlist. But yeah, we'll listen to him say it again. Because remember, he's in the mental section of the jail. And then he said the guard will clean it up after he leaves. Oh, jeez.
His closing. His strength is closing. And now it's like in a fucking suicide. Blood on the walls and shit on the ceiling. Literally feces all over the place. The sergeant said they could clean it after I get out of here tomorrow. She's not touching the walls. Like blood splatter, literally shit on the ceiling. But like, touching nothing.
No.
But I mean, talk about like a holy shit. Like I'm like, this is not like a small thing. This is worse than getting cancer. This is a lot worse than getting cancer.
Hey, Tattletale.
I wish I got cancer.
Oh.
I mean, I literally, and Dan.
I cannot stand this part when he's talking about cancer. What a piece of shit. Ugh. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's like, look, I mean, I'm telling you, Mom, he wouldn't have written up these things when he was that sure. He's a lawyer. He goes to court. He knows the facts. He knows the cases.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
Everyone I spoke to who's in that profession or just smart people all said the same thing. Say, oh my God, that's it. You got it. Done.
like, and Dan's a closer. He's a closer. He always says he's a closer. But he said, listen, the state goes first, we go second, but I'm a closer. Like, that's his. I was thinking to myself, okay, I did so good testifying. Now, you got to just do as good as I do. You just got to close it and we're going home.
Yeah.
And, like, I was like, this never, like, that's the case and everything. I was, like, hoping it wasn't going to be a hung jury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Dad said.
I was
Catherine,
hoping that there
But
wasn't
somebody along the way.
Catherine, I mean, I haven't been to jail, so I don't really know how it works. I think it is a little different than like what you see in movies. I don't think that there's like a line waiting to use like the payphone. I don't know. I don't know what it's like. Maybe somebody could enlighten us if you guys are aware of what kind of phone situations happening. I don't think anyone's in line waiting. At least we don't hear someone having a mental health episode in the background like the earlier calls, like screaming.
That hangs it.
Yeah. I
Never,
was
never.
thinking, like,
But I knew
Are we
when they,
Back so fast. Oh, God.
when they had, I was saying to myself, you know, I really hope it's not like my favorite Greek God makes them go do
Hey,
it
Mama
again.
Cat.
Maybe they won't if I get like 9 people voting for me. Like, really thinking that, like, holy shit.
It's unfathomable.
Yeah. it's not.
Just not.
I'm funny, like talking to you guys like this helped me out.
Good. That's good.
But,
Well, I mean, honestly, Charlie, I know you say, you know, what are the chances, but that's what Dad and I have to hold on to, that there's a chance. And so we are, because we have to. And you just have to think in the back of your head, you know what, there's a chance. In the meantime, you got to deal with what you're dealing with, and we're gonna do anything possible. You know that. You know.
I know. It's going to be a 1.5 to 2 years for an appeal, so you know.
Yeah. No, I do. I do.
You know, 1.5 to 2 years for an appeal. Like, if you got a new trial, it would be, you know, 6 months after that. It's you know, it's a long fucking process. And to get a new trial would be, in this case, a fucking miracle. And guess what? It's had a trial. Just had a trial. Like, it was a circus. Can you imagine the circus that it would be if they brought me back? That's why I'm like,
Yeah.
Talking to you guys for the last hour has been helpful.
Good.
You know,
I just hear you.
I just learned
I mean, it's just you put a case together, and
Yeah, you did. You
Exactly
explained it
what
really
happened.
well.
exactly what
We
happened.
were on cloud 9
We were.
when I thought it was so smart of Dan to say to the judge on Thursday, I've got another 45 minutes to an hour. Well, he only had about 15 minutes with you on Friday, but he didn't want you to be tired out cross with you on Thursday.
So, you know, Harvey wakes up. Armin Finn says, I'm listening to Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Yeah, or Dumb and Dumber. Yeah, you blurted out all right. Yes, heavy denial. Oh, sorry. I needed to pause it for a minute. I'm like, oh, neck cramp. Ah. Because I think I'm like clenching my teeth. It's so cringy. Oh. Oh, okay. Thanks. Ain't no hollaback, girl. Yeah, I've heard of jumpsuit. Yes, because you wouldn't quit asking, Charlie. Yeah, this TV is about $5,000. They want $5,000. Yep. Who you gonna call? Geek Squad. Thank you, Beach Bum. Tattletale says like one of her favorite things to watch is Donna getting arrested. I know. And then like the the light jazz music in the background of the airport. And like Pat Sanford, like when he approaches her and says like you're under arrest for the murder of Dan Markel. And her reply is like, oh, not this again. Or oh, I forgot. That was one of my trivia. That's one of my trivia questions. It was 5 words. Sorry, I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm having a brain. I'm having a bit of a brain fart. What did she say? Oh, not. Okay, whatever. Blue River, you got that question correct in the trivia, so you can you can remind me. I don't have any notes out. All right, I'm going to keep going with these 2.
I thought you got an hour on Monday, on Friday.
No. It wasn't slow.
Okay, I felt like it. But I'm, something very,
You know what's wrong?
I'm like half white. I've been outside for an hour and a half in the last fucking year and a half.
Yeah.
I know I have looked at the photos when they're putting it up on the projector. I'm like, holy shit, they look like they're breaking it.
Mm.
So I was talking to Brady for Roman's birthday. I wanted to get him like a little bit. He loves country music.
Yeah,
so I want to get him like a little kid guitar that he can start like. I don't know if they make an electronic guitar or if they just give him one with strings, but like something that he can like play.
Yeah.
You know, actually, like, whatever you would give a 5-year-old to start to learn guitar. Like they may just have it where it's electronic. I don't know if they'll have a like acoustic guitar or an electric guitar, but something that would like a 6-year-old can learn.
Yeah. Right. I will. I just wrote it down, so I will start looking tomorrow. See what I can find for him.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be. You don't have to get anything like crazy expensive or anything, but something that is 6. I mean, he may be too young at 6, but he may not be. That's like Fisher Price to be too young.
Yeah. No, we will. I'll see what they have, and I'll talk to Bree about it. So I'll get exactly the right thing.
Yeah, I told her I wanted to get him that. He loves music.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Okay. It sounds like a good idea. It sounds like something he would enjoy.
Yeah, we'll work on that tomorrow.
Yeah. He said something to me tonight, but like, yeah, we'll get together soon.
Oh.
I'm better now. I just cry. Every time I think of him, I literally just start crying. It's the one thing that like...
I know. Okay.
It's you know, like,
Hey,
look, you guys
Catnip.
are parents, you know, but like having a young kid, the 6, the older kid, being here is fucking hard.
So delusional.
I know, Shirley. Believe me, I get it.
Yeah, I understand.
Honestly, as bad as it is being here, it's the only thing that really kills me. It's not just me, it's him. And it's everything that I could have done with him, like my whole life. Like I went from literally thinking I was going to get my life back to like, I would have been better off. Yeah, I would have been better off getting cancer. Like if you gave me a choice between like getting cancer and maybe having a 5-year survival rate, maybe not, and being where I am now.
I hate this talk about
I'm
that.
going to take cancer and maybe having a
I cannot stand when he talks like this. It just makes me ill. Maybe you guys shouldn't have orchestrated a murder. I mean, ugh. Yeah, possibly ain't no holla back. Maybe there's hope for Roman. I know, but Bree's been in a lot of trouble. Katherine says Donna's making her list of what to take and checking every detail that made that phone call to someone who spilled the tea on her. Yeah. I mean, how hilarious is it? So everybody needs to be aware if you are talking on jail calls and the other person that's in jail, and hopefully you're the one who's out, right? And their phone cuts off, hang up the phone. Just go ahead and hang up the phone. I mean, Donna does it twice because there's 2 hot mic calls. Because the second one, she's like, we got to tell Wendi we're leaving the country. All right, I'm going to get back to these.
5 years survival rate get that right now. Without a question in the world. Not even a question.
I know, Charlie. I get it.
Not even a question. If you said you have a 50% survival rate for 5 years, do you want to take that or do you want to be where you are? Not even a question. It's not even a thought. Dan was so optimistic. You don't understand. Like, I could smell, I could see you wrote in ink. Like, when we were sitting there next to each other in the trial's beginning, he had this big win. He's like, he looked at me like, we will win.
Yeah.
I mean, he's never won in his entire career with anything. Like, I can honestly tell you, I've never been as obsessed or worked as hard on a case. He's been through many times in my entire life. He's like, you don't get past me. I constantly am talking to other lawyers. I'm talking to other lawyers, other people. I'm always asking, his buddies what they think. He's asking, the guys who ride a bike with him what they think.
All different levels, I know.
Tons of levels. And you know what? It goes down to the one thing I fucking always said is that the Tallahassee jury is going to be it's going to be a different story. They're not going to give me a fair shake up here at all. It's going to be a shit show. It's not going to be real. It's going to be a kangaroo court. And it was exactly what I said. But I said that.
I do.
Remember me saying that? Like, you don't understand. Like, it's not they get an Adelson up there, they would go out, they would charge my dog. My dog doesn't stand a chance up there. And I honestly didn't even know all the stuff in the media and the news, and I really tried not to look at anything. But just the little taster that I had, that was years ago. Like, Kate was like, Charlie, this is global. I mean, Tallahassee's never had a story like that here. So they put on a fucking show for that last 2 hours. And I saw it and I was like, put it this way, if everything they were saying was true, of course you'd be there. But it wasn't. It was a bunch of fucking lies and like cut and paste and like none of what she was saying was true. And this guy from
Oh, Julia. Didn't Charlie say why couldn't Wendi have gone to spa date for alibi instead? Is that something that you just heard, or is it in another call? I mean, I don't know where we would find it in all of this craziness. But I kind of I feel like I'm maybe getting a little bit of a recollection of that, but I cannot be certain. Because listening to too much of this will make you have dreams about these idiots. Or like maybe you think that you're on a call with them. Especially if you're listening while falling asleep. Perhaps the TV plot was from Murder, She Wrote. Yeah, someone said that it was like a Matlock episode. I don't know. They were saving a reconnection fee. Hey, Mima Dragon, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Anyone that I've missed, Mama Cats, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for going through this with me. I think that there's probably about another half hour left. But we're going to make it through. We're going to make it through. We're all in this together. Thank you.
President Scott is like Miss Katherine, who brought it home. It was almost like a made-for-TV movie. She put it all. It was like a TV production. Watching how she put the whole case together. The problem is she's putting a bunch of things in here that are just merely coincidences. But it's hard to explain stuff as a coincidence and get people to follow you. No one wants to hear the word coincidence too many times. You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah, I do. I do, Charles.
There's only so many times you want to hear the word coincidence before you go, what are you telling me I'm stupid? She drove by his house. She left her place. That wasn't a common route for her to take. Never on that date or that time, ever.
Yeah.
And you're right. But it's like stuff like that, I think, really makes it smell like shit. For lack of a better term, it's like, it's like, how many times do you want to say it's a coincidence? Oh, it's there's some of that. Oh, it's just a coincidence. Oh, it's just a coincidence. Okay, well, by the fourth time you say the word coincidence, I'm about to say, you call me stupid. Use your common sense, folks. Well, that's like, when you say use your common sense, folks, that's like saying don't believe the word coincidence.
Right.
Because it's like, how much do you want me to believe, not to believe what I see or hear? And you're going to say it's a coincidence.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm doing it now, I'm like, now what do you say?
Yeah.
Now I sit here and I can't believe it. Now I'm going to be on TV. It's a coincidence. Like there's just so many things, like, listen, thank God she had that email for the Polish bourbon.
That's right. Right.
Because honestly, nobody on planet Earth would have $5,000 in the store. She picked that and she's not a bourbon drinker.
Yeah.
Then you start going, how many different types are there in the store? How many different types of bourbon are there in the store? You don't even drink bourbon.
That's right.
Yeah,
No receipt. Get nowhere.
she didn't have the email. It would be
Email.
Yeah, girls drink vodka, girls drink champagne, they drink wine. Never known one to go buy Polish bourbon.
Yeah.
Like to celebrate that night. Oh, and you don't even drink. You're not a drinker.
Right. Yeah, well, that's
That's all true.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Dan was
That's the Vietnam
I just said to
emails dinging in the background. So he just said, he's talking about like girls drink champagne. He's like, no, girls aren't buying bourbon. And he said to celebrate that night. Because I believe Wendi drank the whole bottle that night on the 18th after it was done. That's just my speculation. But of course, he's saying to celebrate that night, but he's talking about her going to the Stock the Bar party, unless he's saying something else, which is possibly true. And I am seeing all your comments. Thank you.
we never would have won this case. They just said not with that jury. And that's with Josh doing thinking.
Yeah.
You know, with a team, had two guys with him. You know, they had this whole checkerboard and like yellow footnotes all over the place and like doing research on jurors and like looking up their social media stuff and like really like, you know, doing their due diligence. I mean, it wasn't just, but there were people on there that were so horrible. Like most of the exes they had, I was like, yeah, I agree, we gotta get rid of this guy. So it wasn't as useful as it could be because we weren't being, you know, we couldn't get into the nitty gritty. We got rid of people that were bums.
Yeah.
One guy came in, I don't know if I told you this, one guy came in, he didn't really know much about the case, maybe saw some stuff online about 2 years ago. That's about it. Well, anyway, they do research on a juror, right? This guy posted on his Facebook that he wanted to kill Sigfredo Garcia and thought it would be a good idea.
Oh, my God.
3 months ago. Well, he just got done saying he didn't know much about the case. He was lying to get on the jury. And he was like a nice 70-year-old guy who was saying all the right things to get on the jury. Next thing you know, he's fucking posting about it in his post, on his public post on his Facebook a few months earlier. If we weren't reading that, we never would have known.
That's right.
If he didn't post about it, we never would have known. He was on the jury. So he got struck for cause. They called him back in and they asked him, you know, have you posted anything online? Have you posted anything on Facebook? And he confessed to it, but we showed it to the judge before we brought him back in. First time through, he was like on his knees, 70-year-old, nice guy from Tallahassee. And he was all about like not knowing much and treating me fair until we realized he's obsessed with the case. He was there on closing arguments. He started coming to the case to watch. So Dan's like, look, you know, we got rid of what we got rid of.
Right.
You know, but like, you know, I don't think these people were being honest with us that are on the jury. You know, as far as what their knowledge was or their opinion of the case or their exposure. I mean, we had 5 people on the jury who had law enforcement in their family.
I don't know how that's allowed. Honestly, I don't know how they could allow that.
Listen to this. Someone comes in, they ask them a whole bunch of questions. They could say they know about the case. They could say they think I'm guilty from what they know about the case. And then they ask the person, well, do you think that you could separate yourself from those thoughts that you had?
That's true, Mima Dragon. Sorry, I did have my golden retrievers out here barking at the neighbor's dog. Okay. Mima says, I've heard when people continually say that they don't do something, they do it in secret. That's a good point. Yeah, and I did see your comment, John Smith, about Charlie could have had a monkey and a crackhead defend him. He could have saved all of his money.
Came in here today and follow the rule of law and not hold any preconceived notions you had against Charlie Adelson and then treat him fairly. People would go, yes, we had to keep them. And I'm like, you know, Josh Dubin was like, well, then he would ask them, like, okay, you had this preconceived notion that he was guilty, and it was in your head. Now that the judge tells you got to treat him fairly and block everything out, where in your head do you put those thoughts that you just came into the courthouse with just 10 minutes earlier? And a lot of people are like, oh, you're right, I can't separate those thoughts. I don't know where in my brain I can put them. I mean, they're going to be in there somewhere because I had those thoughts coming in. Those people, we were able to strike for cause. But if someone came in and they said, you know, I've read the Tallahassee Democrat, I've watched TV, I know much about the case. Yeah, I thought he was guilty, But listen, I can be totally fair. I can follow the rule of law. I can listen to what the judge tells me. I can obey the judge's orders. Well, they just rehabilitated themselves, and they're fit to serve on a jury. And then they can come in and say, well, my husband works for the sheriff's office. Do you know any other law enforcement officers? Yeah, like all his friends. Any other ones? Yeah, a lot of officers go to the same church I go to. Okay. Do you think that you can be fair and impartial? Absolutely. I will listen to the judge's instructions. Okay, sweetheart, you make it to the next one. Yeah. No, I mean, it doesn't preclude them from serving on a jury. They can be a police officer. It doesn't preclude them from serving on a jury. But if they answer everything right, they don't get struck for cause, then you have to use one of your exes on it. You know, but when you worry.
Hey, Carrie Lynn. I'm sorry, you guys. I keep muting it because now there's dogs barking out here. But good to see you. Thank you for joining. Thank you, everyone, for hanging in there with me. There's 19 minutes left of these two delusional murderers.
About is what people lie to get on a jury pool.
Yeah.
Because now they're important. Now they can write a book. Now they got a story to tell. You know, now they can go do an interview and tell what they were thinking.
Hey, Crows and Gallows.
Bring it all over. I mean, listen, aside from the coincidences that they say are evidence, they're not evidence. They're a fucking coincidence. But they don't look at it like that.
Yeah.
They look at a coincidence and they're like, you're going to tell me I'm stupid. I mean, think about the ones they named. Wendy's book, traveling down the street at the wrong time, the wrong place, bottle of bullet bourbon.
Yeah.
The TV for. Yeah. And then the way it sounded in that book sounded like she was.
So he just listed 4 things for making Wendi guilty. I'm like, keep going, Charlie. Keep going. It's in your head, hon. It's in your head. Keep going.
Writing her plans and putting them to paper years before she carried them out.
Rather than talk about what it was actually about, which was about illegal trafficking.
Right. It doesn't matter. I just read you 2 lines from the book and asked you a bunch of questions about her professor husband, her 2 kids, the town that they were stuck in that sounds like Tallahassee, and it was just a small stop on the way to civilization like Miami. Those are your words, aren't they, Wendi? Yep. Did you have something in mind while you were writing it? Like, those 4 things are like, one you can explain away. Listen, the bullet bourbon's easy because you got the email. Without the email, that would be the hardest one to explain away. Yeah. But you got the bullet bourbon, which is very easily explainable. But the others aren't really.
No, they're not.
I mean, it sounds like a very cunning, intelligent author foreshadowing her move from someone who's getting stuck in the town that sounds just like Tallahassee, with a school that's name sounds just like Florida State, from a town that sounds just like Tallahassee, with her 2 boys and her professor husband moving away.
Oh, now you're getting it, Charlie. Now you're getting it. Yes. Yes, her book was foreshadowing. It's clicking, but he's not listening to himself, so what does it matter?
The next one is, you know,
That's just saying how long ago it was.
well, she must have had it in the plans that long. That makes it even worse. She's been planning this a long time. And then the fact that she leaves her house and drives 7 miles and goes out of her way and drives by and does a U-turn on that street, that's a crazy coincidence. The book is crazy foreshadowing. The TV code is crazy code talk. Like, then you take those three coincidences and then you tie it in with upset emails, you know, calling them curse words and Nazi uniforms for the kids, and it sounds like an unhinged lunatic is upset. Then you got check number 2, you know, and it's like, then you go ahead and you throw an autopsy photo up there.
Yeah, the crazy names that your mom called Dan Markel in her emails, and you laughed
10
about.
minutes in between all this
You laughed about them during your trial, Charlie. You remember that?
coincidences, and then you start talking about her divorce and about how she was really hiding how much she really hated Tallahassee, and like you got people hating you at that point. And Dan said to them, like, you don't have to like him, you can dislike him to acquit him. But here's the problem: you throw all this extraneous bullshit, coincidence, crap in the pot of soup, and then you start taking snippets of other things. Those snippets start carrying a whole lot more weight. That's where she got it all. That's how she tied it all together with coincidences. Because you can't explain a coincidence.
She had a little help over the weekend because she was dead in the water on Friday.
Oh yeah,
Dead in the water. Everyone knew it.
yeah.
He was
She was
dead.
done. I mean, she was dead in the water, but she came. That was a TV production. That was she put those autopsy photos up for fucking 5-10 minutes. It felt like each time.
I never, you know, watching this, nobody saw it, even that they were putting anything up. Nothing.
No.
That was not.
Oh yeah,
That was not shown.
Yeah, they wouldn't show it on TV. They showed the horrible photos, horrible. And she put it up, and she just left it. I mean, it's just like on a 10 by 12 projector, bright screen, right in flat in front of it. Like you can't not
The
look
jury,
at it.
only the jury saw that, right?
Well, I had it out.
So he's talking about how traumatizing it was to see these autopsy photos. It was horrible. It was horrible, Charlie. No, that is what you guys did to Dan Markel. Those autopsy photos are the result of the Adelson crime family. Like, you're not the victim here, Charlie. Unbelievable.
Monitor from our desk, and it's hooked up to a monitor.
That's right. On your monitor.
So, so I had it square in front of my face on my monitor. And the monitor is like a foot high and a foot and a half wide. But the projector is like an 8 by 10, 8 feet by 10 feet. And it's flat in front of the jury. And she would walk that up, and then she would talk and leave that up there for like, you know, for a while.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean twice, maybe 3 times. Each time she was talking for like 7 minutes while I was looking at a horrible photo. I mean, literally would make anyone very upset. Horrible photo. And it's like, you're looking at like a head shot on an autopsy table that was pretty fresh from that, you know, recent. And it's horrible.
Sure.
People are looking at that. And then they're talking about, you know, and Wendi just happens to drive down the street. Like, why is she driving down the street? Somebody must have told her something. It's going to happen. Like, you know, tying it all together. And the funny coincidences really help tie everything together because you can't explain a coincidence. I can't explain why you picked TV.
No.
I can't explain why Wendi has a TV repairman at the house. And most of all, I can't explain when Wendi was moving out and I said, what does Wendi need for her house? Just let me know be my present? He said, well, she left the TVs behind. I said, all right, we'll go buy her a nice TV from Best Buy, and that'll be my divorce present to her. And then in 2012, when I gave it to her, I made a stupid joke, which it's like kind of a recycled joke. I've heard different variations of people. Like, you got someone a bottle of scotch, they'd be like, well, they were getting divorced, and they're like, well, I didn't know whether to get you a bottle of scotch or a hitman, so I got you the bottle of scotch, it was cheaper. Like, it's a fucking joke.
I have friends my age who have made that comment about their ex-wives. So it's nothing. It's not even young.
It's a recycled variation of a recycled joke, because obviously I was only getting her the TV set, and I know she was going through a hard time with him, so I made it funny. That was it. I wish to God it was another object other than the TV. The same TV that she was having repaired that day, the same TV that you were bringing up when the Latin King member was extorting you. TV, they'll tell you it's a coincidence. Like, that's like someone saying you're stupid when they keep telling you it's a coincidence. But you can't explain it, because you can't explain a fucking coincidence. But Wendi showing, I mean, trust me, they're not going to back off Wendi showing up and driving down Trescott. I mean, which is asinine, because if you think about it, if someone hired a hitman, wouldn't the furthest place on the planet they would be is the crime scene?
See, but these people were so stupid. That's such an obvious answer, such an obvious thing.
But what Katherine said was she couldn't help herself, but then to go find out it was already done. She couldn't help herself. Well, I guess the person's crazy, and they really did do it. Okay, well, maybe she couldn't help herself. She wanted to go see if it was done. Could be an explanation. Like, she did show up. That's an explanation. I was going to think it's a coincidence.
Hey, Charlotte. Good to see you. Coercive Control says, I think these two used to talk a lot while Charlie drove around at dental jobs, codependent criminals. Yeah, I mean, I've said this before. Okay, so in the closing of Charlie's trial, which if we ever get through these, I'd really like to, listen to George's closing again, which I have listened to it again recently, but I haven't done a stream on it because it's just better to go through all these calls to realize how pissed off Charlie is at Georgia, because it was so fabulous, Georgia's closing. But Georgia calls him half mama's boy and half black sheep. Like, he never really left the nest. Like, he didn't go too far, like Orlando for undergrad. And then he went to Nova for dental school. He's never left the nest. He's always wanted mama and daddy's approval. Goes into business with dad. Again, maybe that was his only choice. But very interesting. Yeah, and it is super incriminating. You're right, Jane. Oh, here comes Kristen. Hey, Jill. Good to see you, hon. How are you? I swear Charlie is talking about all this because he thinks George is listening. She's his audience. Yeah. Michelle says, the maestro, if I met a guy who owned a black Ferrari and an old school, not very nice Ferrari with that vanity tag, I'd say no effing thanks. Oh my God. Yeah, Leslie. Yeah, he went home for his mom to do his laundry every weekend. Or maybe she went to Orlando and did his laundry and stayed there. Maybe, never mind. I was about to say something. I won't go there. Mima says Charlie wanted to marry his mom. Yeah, I was about to say maybe she went to, his dorm or his apartment in college. Slept next to him, rubbed his back to sleep. Charlotte, thank you. I love these streams. Y'all seeing what I'm thinking. I know. And the chat is always hilarious. Leslie says when she was in college, her parents would ask, like, so when are you going to come home? I know, right? I know. So many coincidences. I know. Donna never cut the cord. I get that. Yep. The umbilical cord has not been cut between these two. Okay. Just a little while longer, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me. And thank you for being here tonight. 10 more minutes of this number 5 call out of 22.
Coincidence. The other person saying the word coincidence, you got kind of an explanation, like she couldn't help herself. Like, it's sounding creepier as you're putting it together. Like, you know, and they laid groundwork with the book, the emails, the fucking TV, bottles of bourbon. Like, I think all of this was how tie bullshit facts together, combined with her saying that people said things they never said, was spectacular. If what she was saying was true, it's very believable. But what she was really honestly, like, and that's how I was feeling while I was watching it. I was thinking, like, shit, if what she was saying was actually true, I think it makes it easy to convict me. But it's not true at all. It's not facts. She couldn't stand up there with witnesses that supported her fucking story. Mm-hmm. But the crazy thing is the fucking coincidences you can't explain away. All you can say is it's a coincidence.
I'm sorry, Michelle. I'm talking about when he went off to college for undergrad. He went to University of Central Florida, which is in Orlando, so it's not too far away. And I was just talking about how Georgia called him black sheep, half and half mama's boy in her closing, which I thought was a perfect description because he never really left the nest. He never really left mom. So I'm sorry.
You just don't want to use that word too many times. I feel like people are saying you stupid. So I get 2% on my phone. I can talk to you guys sometime. I'm going to give them
I thought you were going to get a chance to charge it tonight.
I will. No, they'll take it from me.
Oh, okay.
It shuts off. And, I probably got another 15 minutes of that. But I don't know, Mom. I literally feel like I'm going from winning the Super Bowl to holy shit. But I've never had a letdown like this in my life. This is not just a letdown. This is like.
I was just going to say it's not a letdown. Believe me. I know it's not a letdown.
It's not a letdown. This is like a fucking nightmare. Like a letdown is like when your plane gets canceled or you get stuck at the airport.
Yes.
Like, you know, something doesn't go your way and you go get a, you know, you'll reapply or get another job or you get fired. Like, this is like, holy shit. This is like,
yeah.
This is insane. No.
It's insane.
Like,
yikes.
Dan was pretty upset.
Oh my God. He was upset. And everybody that loves you was upset. Friends of ours were upset. It was as I said, look, I've gotten all these phone calls tonight. I don't respond. I don't want to talk to anyone now. Ruth called. I just let it go. I'm not answering any of these. The only reason I asked Rick and Sue to help is because I needed help. But other than that, no, nobody. I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. I'll talk to Dan. That's it. I don't want to fuck anybody. That's right.
No, trust me, I'm fucking speechless. I literally, like, I don't know how to describe it. I wish cancer on anybody, but I really think I would be way less unhappy if I found out I had a cancer and I have a 50-50 chance of living and walked out today than shit. This is insane.
This is insane. Absolutely insane.
Like, this is, I mean, and the thing is, it won so fucking convincingly is what scares the shit out of me. Like, this is exactly how I saw it being played out and coming up to Tallahassee. Exactly. And this is like without having a great lawyer and Josh Dubin and a whole team of people working on it. It's an impossible fucking case to win in Tallahassee.
It makes me laugh when he says, when I came up here to Tallahassee, he acts like he came up here voluntarily instead of in like the prison transport van.
It's unwinnable. I said to Dan today, I said, you could do this case 100 times. I don't think you would win one time. You got to get 12 people to vote your way. 12! To have a verdict, it has to be unanimous. 12 for you, 12 against you. Like I was thinking it was going to be like 10-2, 11-1. I remember one time Dan saying also, like, he'd be pissed if we hang. Like, he didn't want to hang. He wants a fucking verdict. He wants to win.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be pissed if we hang. He's like, we're not going to do worse than hang. He goes, but I'm telling you, I'm coming there to win. I'm not coming there to hang. Like, think about what would have to happen in the next trial to walk out of that courthouse. That's like what one of the bailiffs was jail down below. Because you realize you need like 12 people to win. All 12 have to vote your way.
Right.
Not 11, 12. Has to be unanimous to walk out. So think about it. With all the work that we did, we couldn't get 1 out of 12. That's scary.
I don't know how they picked the two people that were alternates, that both would have voted for you. How did they become alternates? How did that happen? Who picks the alternates?
It works that way because you go through the ones that you would pick, and then it's weird how it goes. It starts from the bottom, and you start crossing people off the list, and then it's like, okay, after we both run out of exit, the next one.
Leslie B., I don't think that I've never seen the transport video of Charlie from Broward to Leon. So no, I have not. Hey, Tinfoil Hat Society. Good to see you. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much. It is almost over. We're almost done with this call. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me and being here tonight. I appreciate it. It's good to see everyone.
Become alternates. It's like we forgot to them sooner. It kind of goes in order. So definitely one of the alternates would pick me. Definitely one of the guys would. I didn't know that there was a second one. Maybe there was a second. Then you would have had a hung jury.
Yep, they would have had
Susie
to hang it and do it again. And then you learn from the first one. Yeah, but you know what?
And you run it back. But you're still in the game.
Right.
This is like not 1 in fucking 12. Like, and I hate to say it, but it's exactly what I fucking knew I was going to be dealing with when I came up here, and I felt it in my bones. that this is what I'm going to have in Tallahassee when an Adelson comes up here, and it's going to be like a fucking shit show, and you're not going to get a fair shot, this, that, and the other. And Dan was like, no. He's like, we're going to do the work. We're going to look at everything. We'll have answers for everything. Like, you're innocent. We'll be able to prove it. Like, I'm coming up there to win. I'm not coming up there to hang. And I'm thinking, like, my gut. I'm like, he's like, no. He's like, we're coming up to win. We're opening arguments happened that first day. He wrote out a piece of paper to me while I was sitting there in marker. We will win. He was so sure. He would never have taken his marker and go there on a sticky pack.
No, totally. That's
we'll win.
he was. Everyone was sure, and he certainly, because he doesn't do that unless he believes it.
Yeah, it makes him look bad. It will make it look really bad. Right?
Yeah.
We will win. Like after they did their opening, like, oh.
Yeah, I think the trust your gut is code for he should have fled. I don't know if he's telling his parents to flee, though. He could be. But yeah, I mean, I think he is very codependent upon Donna. I mean, Donna was like his personal secretary, too. Paying his bills, organizing his life.
We got that. And then as the case was going, I said to him, I said, how, it was Charlie, if you would have told me when he said to me, like after Friday, if you would have told me we'd be where we are today a week ago, I would have been ecstatic. That's after what, 7 days of trial testimony?
Yeah.
So we did Thursday, Friday, then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then I testified on Thursday, testified on Friday. Wendy's divorce attorney testified that, like, no, these things were not a big deal to Wendy. They weren't a big deal to me. Like, we're, and I said, Dan, how are we? Because Charlie, you had told me after 7 days of trial, we'd be where we are today. I was very, very happy. Because I was ecstatic. He said, you're ecstatic. Monday comes.
What the fuck
Like
happened?
Scott said, Georgia Kaplan put together it was like a TV movie, put the whole case together. She summed it up perfectly. They fucking didn't listen to a thing that had happened for the 7 days before, or the day and a half I spent on the stand.
The caller has hung up.
Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and turn notifications on so you don't miss the next one.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, that's from Phone Calls from Prison channel. They have a Charlie and Donna jail call playlist. Yeah, how does he not realize that he's there because of her? Whew. Okay, so I've been on for almost, for 2 hours and 47 minutes. So I'm going to end with my song about nobody in particular. Yeah, they have the Phone Calls from Prison. I see Leslie said, "Oh, Shanda Vander Ark, yikes." That's from Phone Calls from Prison channel. They have a lot of calls. And it's a great channel. So make sure you guys go over there and give them a subscription, subscribe and like. But yeah, I know. Yeah, right. Me too. I know, Michelle. I'm tired. Michelle says she could listen to this all night. I know. Yeah, you should have trusted his gut about a lot of things. No. Okay, I am going to end with, I'm going to play my song, New Hair, New Name. And it is about nobody in particular in society. But I hope you guys like it. I wrote the lyrics and I plugged it into Suno. Hey, Cat Ride. All right. See everyone soon. Thank you for being here. Have a good night.
She traded in the blonde blowout for a curly flame. Walked out the salon with a brand new name. Different signature, different shade of blue. Whispers all around said, we all know it's you. Chameleon smile with an innocent glow. The facade behind the door swung open slow. She never heard the word no for long. Deceit and spite kept carrying on. Mama made the phone calls, brother tried to keep it clean, polished every headline till it barely could be seen. Silk gloves hiding fingerprints nobody could ignore. Truth kept knocking behind the locked door. New hair, new name, same old game, changing every picture but the story stays the same. Diamonds in the daylight, secrets after dark, trying to outrun the echo of a single spark. She's living like a queen, soon to be on the lam. She can't pretend all she wants, but she don't give a damn. You can paint the skyline, rewrite every frame, but you can't fool forever with new hair, new name. She could fool the room with a sideways glance, turn a business meeting into a slow dance. Every favor will come with a price. The ones who protected her, they rolled the dice. One by one they have fallen, locked up in a cell. Who will come to save her? Will they ever tell? Cheeking her hair, changing her name. She cannot outrun justice, she's part of the chain. Gold in her ears, pearls on her neck, but deep down she's a wreck. Everything she wanted did not come for free. She ruined so many lives, even her own family. Justice walks slowly, gossip runs fast. Some stories fade, but some outlast. Mirrors don't forget what's behind the disguise, even if colored contacts tell beautiful lies. Oh, new hair, new name, same old shame, running from the smoke, but remembering the blame. Fundraisers and parties can't erase the night. Truth keeps shining through, even in the dimmest light. Fortunes may protect you for a little while. She may be dressed up in a perfect smile. Curtains always fall at the end of every play. You can change your look, but the truth won't fade away. She changed her face, the world came to see. But she never could change his memory.